welcome you, the representatives of many of our sister nations, to this, the opening of the third Winter Olympic Games.
In 1980, as in 1932, we New Yorkers are honored to host these games and to contribute to their success. We thank the people of Lake Placid, the members of the Olympic Committee, and the thousands in this country and all the participating countries who helped make these games a reality. And so, in the name of the people of New York, I say, raise the flags, we are ready. And may your dreams and expectations rise and unfold with them. God bless you.
There was a very close relationship before the Olympic Games. The Environmental Conservation Department headquarters is here. Commerce has offices up here, and there's been a very close relationship because of Whiteface Mountain, which is owned and operated by the state of New York. Mount Van Hoevenberg, the bobsled run that's operated by the state of New York. So the officials in Albany are generally friends of the people in Lake Placid.
I'm Hugh Carey. We all know New York is a great state for winter sports. This February, the whole world will see New York as Lake Placid hosts the Winter Olympic Games. As governor, I am extending a special welcome to athletes, officials, and thousands more who will attend this exciting competition. Each is an honored guest, and each of us will welcome our visitors with New York's famous hospitality.
The world did see New York by way of massive print and electronic coverage of the games. It wasn't always love at first sight. New York State would be criticized when problems occurred. But by the close of the games, the mood was jubilant. Eric Heiden and the United States hockey team became America's heroes, and by now the tiny village of Lake Placid, New York was receiving warm praise.
Because it's a special feature, it's a special accomplishment to be able for a smaller village to create an Olympic atmosphere as you people have done.
What did New York State commit to the 1980 Olympic Games? Over $40 million, $30 million in capital construction, and $10 to $12 million in operating expenses. And the services and support of 14 state agencies, adding a wide range of skills to the thousands of volunteers and to the Olympic personnel staffing the events. During the early stages, the Adirondack Park Agency maintained regular checks on all Olympic construction sites to ensure that the results would be compatible with environmental regulations. The Department of Labor recruited throughout the North Country, placing 4,000 workers in Olympic-related positions and maintaining employment standards. Military personnel from all areas of New York served at the Games, with responsibilities including an extensive network of emergency medical services for athletes and spectators. The State University of New York was present, most visibly with young musicians from the Crane School of Music at Potsdam, providing ceremonial music throughout the Games. The State University's Plattsburgh campus provided a major student labor force, serving in a wide range of roles from translators to food handlers. Television crews from the State University's New York network videotaped behind-the-scenes Olympic activities for the state of New York and for the Lake Placid Olympic Organizing Committee. The issue which dampened the initial success of the Olympic Games was the transportation problem during the opening days.
Well, the state of New York had designed our transportation system for us. And then our management had reviewed that system and decided it could be truncated somewhat, simply because the cost of the transportation system was being borne by our committee.
Basically, the problem was one of providing transportation for about 25,000 people a day coming into the area on a road system that simply couldn't handle it. What we did was we took the existing facilities and devised a plan which we thought was a workable plan, and it turns out that it was proven it was.
When we were called in by Pete Lynch, who was the governor's task force coordinator in the area, he asked us to evaluate the problems connected with the initial first-day crisis on why the transportation system collapsed. We reviewed that and found that there was no communications and no management at all. So we then sat down with the state agencies involved, the state police, the conservation officers, the forest rangers, the Department of Environmental Conservation, and we developed over a 6 or 7 hour period a management plan, parceled out the duties and responsibilities to a wide variety of state agencies, put a whole series of things in motion, getting telephones installed, establishing a radio net, establishing a backup radio net.
This is Portable 100. A 10-4 on that. Let's pull everything off the road under the shuttle. If we end up jeopardizing a handful of people waiting on the road somewhere for 20 minutes or a half hour, it's better than leaving bus loads either at Van Ho or up on the Whiteface getting wind-bitten.
We effectively, within about a 20-hour period, put into force an effective transportation system that you see that's been delivering since day 3 of the Olympics.
In addition to the presence of Commissioner Flack, the Department of Environmental Conservation was heavily represented at the Games. The general role of officers and rangers of the department is to protect the wilderness of our state, including maintenance of the state-owned ski facilities at Whiteface and Mount Van Hovenberg. For the Olympics, trail preparation and upkeep, as here on the cross-country trails, was under the supervision of NCON officials. And except for the need to make snow, most operations were fairly routine. NCON officers could be seen on snowmobiles before each race, checking trails and changing barricades. At the bobsled run, the deep ruts from previous runs or from accidents were filled in by slushing, a process carried out by teams of workers. And at Whiteface, NCON officers used a variety of techniques to prepare, groom, and maintain the trails for the races. At all sites, NCON officers, in cooperation with the state police, patrolled the region, maintaining the safety and security of all those present. And what of the future? How has the state of New York and the village of Lake Placid gained in the long run? An immediate and practical result could be seen at Whiteface Mountain well into the month of April for an extended ski season. Thousands of skiers, including European participants in major U.S. ski races, travel to New York State to ski the Olympic Mountain. With the new Olympic facilities and broad local experience in attracting world-class events, Lake Placid may well become a training site for national and world athletes.
What do you see as the immediate future, though, of Lake Placid? All these facilities, how are they going to be used? How is it going to be organized to get them used in the maximum way?
Well, we're just going to go right on with our regular sports programs. Right now, we already have confirmed World Junior Speed Skating competitions of 81, World Junior Luge competitions 82, and World Bobsled 83. I think we're just going to go on bidding for events and using the facilities, and I think they're going to pay off.
By next spring, I think that the people are going to flock in here and they're going to see these facilities in the summer and use them in the summer for the things that we have planned, and that's when it's going to make all the difference to the local people, when they really get the economic boost that it was intended to bring.
May all of you return often to this place of God-created grandeur to renew the spirit of cooperation displayed here. New York will welcome you then as it welcomes you now.